Hi, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for joining this webinar on collaboration and data management. Really appreciate you taking time out to be to listening to this webinar. We'll make every effort that this is quite useful for you. We have Sanjeev Ghosh, who is our technical specialist, who will take us through this webinar today and will share his insights. I really also ask you to, if you have any questions towards the end, you can type in your questions and we'll be happy to answer those questions as well. So, yeah, without much delay, I will turn it over to Sanjeev.
Thanks, Ajit, and welcome everyone to today's webinar on collaboration and data management. So we all know that a lot of data is created during the design process. A lot of data is shared with you. You do share data with a lot of other people. You require to take inputs from a lot of other people in the process of completing your design. And finally, one fine day, your design is complete in all aspects and is ready for consumption. Consumption by people on the shop floor, by manufacturing, by purchase, by vendors, and so on. So although this looks like a very straightforward process, what actually happens in the process is that we are exposed to certain challenges. Now, what are these challenges? We have been working on AutoCAD, we have been working on Inventor, we have been working on many other design software till now, and what challenges am I talking about? We work in a very flexible environment. We work on a Windows PC, we work on a Windows workstation, and everything on Windows is so easy. It's so flexible that I can really use it to my benefit, or I can totally mess up with my data. It's absolutely up to me, which means that if I do something wrong, there's nothing to stop me, perhaps. What are these things that I'm talking about? I'm talking about things such as saving files in the correct locations, renaming files, create duplicate files, the work in process data that I create, I work on, on a daily basis. This is the data I'm talking about. Our drawings are not complete in a single day. Our drawings take time to complete. We come to work daily. We add more information to our designs, our drawings. We save the drawing for the day. We go home and we come back again to continue. Now, as we are doing this, we are essentially what we are doing is we are overwriting our files on a daily basis. I open the same file. I add more information to it. It could be a Word file, it could be an Excel spreadsheet, or a PowerPoint, or AutoCAD drawing, or a design made in Inventor, or in any other design software. We essentially open the same file every day and we add more and more information. This is the stage essentially which I would call as work in process. And I would really not want people to access my data perhaps at this stage. Why? Because let's say my drawing, which is not yet complete, gets accessed, or is available to someone who is going to use that drawing for manufacturing, and my drawing is still not complete. You would realize how much pain that would cause, how much loss your company might incur, because the person who is going to manufacture or order a material ordered the material based on something that was not complete. So this is a stage where absolutely management of data is very, very necessary. And we can, of course, manage data on our own. We can create folders. We can create a nice directory folder structure where we organize files properly. We also perhaps can create a central location, a server on which everyone stores their data. But unless there is something to stop someone from messing around with it, it's absolutely up to you as a designer or as a draftsman or as a user to follow the system. If you store in the wrong folder, for example, or if you don't name the file correctly, uh, a mistake would happen, and there is nothing stopping people from accessing wrong information. So this is definitely one of the most important stages, and where controlled access is absolutely necessary, and only people who need to see data in this stage should have access to data. Finally, when we create drawings, when we create designs, we do so in collaboration with our peers, our managers, and a few other people in maybe in our company or outside our company. So which means that there is a need to share my data correctly. And as I am doing this sharing, I should ensure that data is not accessed by wrong people. So revision management and access or security of the data is utmost important. Now designs happen within small groups of people in a single organization, or when the organization is large, it may be possible that the design teams are distributed across multiple locations. You may have design teams in different cities who need to share design data, project information, and for this you need to ensure that what is true for a single location, that is correct access, avoiding duplication of data, is also possible to maintain on a scenario where multiple people access the same data across different locations. So scalability for larger work groups and multiple sites is definitely something that a system should offer. And finally, the data that you are creating is ultimately going to get manufactured, built, created physically by an extended team that organizes material, that machines material, that does assembly, that orders material. There's an extended ecosystem beyond design that consume your data, and your data has to form the backbone of their inputs. So the data that is created by design has to correctly be transferred to systems, to enterprise systems which manage things such as bill of material, ordering of material, vendor interaction, quality management. Many other systems come into play when which need to consume data, engineering design data correctly. And any system that you use today, your design system, should have the capacity and the capability to share information with these systems correctly, so that whatever is created by design is correctly read by enterprise systems such as an ERP, for example, and the people who access those systems, systems such as an ERP systems, correctly get the information at the right time. So any system that manages your design data has not only has the need to be able to manage your design data correctly, manage access control and revision management, it also should be flexible enough to talk to an enterprise system, and that is what Autodesk Vault offers you. So Autodesk Vault is a system that manages your work in process data. It correctly ensures that data that is work in process or is not complete is accessed only by the right people at the right time. It ensures that correct drawing revisions are assigned to completed designs, and it also ensures that the data is accessed by the right people at the right time, even throughout the entire phase of the design creation process and after the design has been completed. Autodesk Vault also has means to ensure that people working across multiple locations access design seamlessly, and they don't need to access designs over the internet, but Vault automatically manages the duplication, or rather I would use the word replication, not duplication here, of data across multiple locations. So people across multiple locations access a design locally. Even the design that is created at a different location is accessible to users at other locations on their local server, and Vault manages this interaction between multiple locations. And finally, after having managed all the data and created revisions and bill of materials for the design, Vault can also interact with enterprise systems such as an ERP system, an MRP system, or any such system that has to consume design data, and that is where Vault has the capability of interacting with such systems to give you a complete workflow from design to manufacturing. So what does Vault do? In short, I will quickly run through this, and I'm going to take you finally to the product. Vault facilitates collaboration and between a work group. Vault also ensures that you can find data quickly. In a normal Windows environment, when you have to search for a file, you have limited choices of filtering or applying a search criteria. You may perhaps search by a file name, or you may perhaps search by date and a few other criteria. But what if I want to search based on information that is inside the drawing? Once a drawing goes inside Vault, all its properties are indexed, and the data inside Vault is searchable based on these attributes. We also have tools within Vault that can help you to rapidly copy and reuse data. We always have a need to copy data, but a system which is Windows based and any Windows based software has such a nice command known as save as that allows us to create multiple copies of designs. And at one point of time, we have so many copies of a file that we really find it hard to figure out when we created what design, and God forbid we leave an organization and someone else comes in our place and is, he has been given the tasks to find out some data from the files that I have created before I left. It would be a nightmare for that person to actually figure out how to find out the correct data. So being able to save as designs, although it's a very flexible attribute, but it can sometimes create large problems, and that is where Vault copy and reuse functions can help and ensure that when you are creating a copy, it is copied with specific information, and it allows you to reuse data in a very proper way. It also controls design data access with revision management. And Vault is a system that can be easily administered and configured. It offers a lot of out-of-the-box functionality which can be deployed instantly, and at the same time it is highly configurable. It can be scaled across larger work groups, as I said, and we can share designs with downstream customers across the company, and it also has a lot of reporting and analyzing capabilities. So it not only manages data, you can extract reports telling, getting back information such as how much time a drawing or a design has been there in a certain state, for example, for review. how many times it has gone back from for review to a WIP. A lot of such information can be extracted in the form of reports. It also extends beyond simple data management by sharing engineering data to an enterprise system by functions such as being able to create a complete bill of material, and it also can completely automate the release and change management process by means of engineering change order. So Vault is a system that not only manages your work in progress data that has gone beyond work in progress and that has been released, but it also manages changes, and you can keep a record of change orders, and at the end of let's say a financial year, you want to really find out what are the causes which attributed to change orders throughout the year. You can really track that back. And finally, it can coexist and exchange data with enterprise systems, which, as I mentioned earlier as well, such as the ERP system. So if I look at a set of features that Vault has and put them in a table, this is how it would look like. I have very nice file management tools. It can work for a single work group, or it can work for work groups which are distributed across multiple locations. It has means to restrict file and folder security. It allows for very fast searching. It is absolutely integrated with all Autodesk CAD systems. Specifically, if I might mention that if people in the architectural engineering and construction space are using tools like Revit, Vault also integrates very nicely with the Revit server. We also have very nice design reuse tools. It can do file revision control and something known as life cycles. It also has some productive utilities such as batch plotting. I can really manage the my plots. The plots that I send to a plotter from different clients are automatically queued and printed correctly. Things such as automatic file naming can be managed through Vault. I don't need a user to think or refer to an Excel sheet and tick mark that this is the file name that I'm going to give, and it is finally consumed. Vault can manage automatic file naming system. So this is what Vault is, and today we are going to see some of the aspects of Vault live. Specifically, I'm going to talk about something known as data standards. Data standards. So what are data standards? Vault data standard is a data control feature found within Autodesk Vault, and that helps you to enter data from for a new or existing design in a standardized format. Okay. So Vault data standard is a data control feature helping you to ensure design relevant information is captured in a standardized format during the data entry process. And where does it do this? It does it in your CAD tool, that is AutoCAD, or Inventor, or even in the Vault Explorer. This allows you to standardize on methods including mandatory properties, file locations, use of templates, and more during your data creation phase. Vault Data Standard also offers additional configurable features such as a data sheet within the Vault Explorer, so that you can at a glance look at the important properties of the data that you have sent to Vault. This capability is configurable and highly and totally customizable to address specific needs, and also define such things such as dynamic pick list, specific complex file naming, or additional business logic can also be built in using data standards. Now this, what is a data standard? As I told you in the previous slide, data standard is meant to bring about standardization in the way you enter certain information. So a user interface can be customized or created for users. As you see, as I am creating a file in Vault or in my CAD system, usually I just can say create a new file. I use the new command in AutoCAD or in Inventor to allow me to create a file. But when I am using Vault with data standards, I can very nicely control what the user has to input as he's creating the file. He's not creating the file out of his own choices, but on the choices that are given in the dialog box that is mandated by the data standard. In this case, a simple example here is that of a new file being created where a choice of a category of that document is made, what type of document is being created, what is the template being followed, what numbering scheme, and so on. And finally, file name is also automatically generated. So the user really doesn't have to think through much. He is presented with specific choices, and he hence doesn't waste time in figuring out where to store data, how to name it, how to categorize it, and so on. So these are some of the things that are available through data standards, such as being able to create standard-based folders. Even a folder structure can be automated through a data standard, meaning that as I am starting a new project and my company has a very specific way of storing information in very specifically named folders, every project may or should have that folder structure is what I want to mandate. So that is something that can be managed through data standards. I can create a standard folder with specific subfolders within it automatically in a single click instead of having to create a folder structure manually. It also gives some additional functionality, such as you see this data sheet, which throws out or shows or populates very specific information about the data you have selected in your file explorer. Not only that, let's say if I have an assembly file, it also shows me a complete CAD BOM, the way I should look at a BOM with specific information and columns and other attributes which are absolutely customizable. Not only does data standard allow to create some standard information, you can absolutely standardize and add more tabs if required. For example, this associated files tab or any other tab that I may want can be added and can be completely customized. So it's a means of customization without having a lot of programming knowledge. Of course, we could have done this anyways through a lot of customization using very high-end and sophisticated programming language. But with this functionality of data standards, this customization has been made easy and accessible to a system administrator who might not be very well conversant with programming languages. Also, what Vault can mandate or enable is that whenever a new file is created in a CAD system, it doesn't allow the file to be saved locally, but the moment you click on the save button in Inventor or in AutoCAD, you are the file is automatically checked into Vault. After you have filled out a series of properties through configured forms like the one that you see on the screen. So even as you are creating new data and saving files, Vault takes control and it ensures that your data complies with certain standards and mandatory requirements as you are working through Vault or as you're working through your designs. So let us, having seen this presentation, let us go into the software, and let me actually open a screen of AutoCAD for you. Here I am in my conventional AutoCAD window. Maybe it doesn't, nothing looks different here, but as I start my drawing, okay, I started my drawing, again nothing very specific, but here I am, I see a Vault menu on top here, and which allows me to log into Vault. So I need to be logged into Vault. Now, to be able to access and share information to Vault or get information outside out of Vault. Now, which means that I need to have a username and password. Since I am working in an organization which has a very specific IT policy about creating users to access their workstation, I have been assigned a username and password for my workstation, to which I daily log in, and you see that this is my username. So Vault can absolutely take the same username and password that you are using for your logging into your own computer daily. So you don't have the need to remember two different usernames and passwords. Your Windows password, username and password can be the same that can be used for Vault as well. And I'm doing the same right now. I am accessing my Vault, and I go in and I'm allowed access to Vault the moment I say OK. Now, the moment I say OK, I see that I am logged in, so I get a log out prompt. And people who have been using external references will be familiar with this external references palette. And I see a drawing here, which is the name of my current drawing. And I also see a small icon next to it, which tells me that the drawing is not involved because it is something that I have created fresh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some data now. I'm going to add information. I'm going to say save. The moment I say save, I do not get a prompt of the regular prompt that I get when I'm not using Vault, where it prompts me to select a location in my computer, but it prompts me a location on Vault. Now this is these are the specific locations that are available in Vault, and I also have to fill in certain mandatory information, such as I may want to specifically assign what type of document I am creating. Whether I have a numbering scheme assigned to this, or I may want to add some specific information. Okay, so I'm just adding a title here, and here it goes. So the moment I say OK, what actually happens is the file is being checked into Vault, meaning that the file has been sent to Vault. And now I'm actually working on a read-only copy of that data, which means I got to create a file absolutely like the way I would do, but I did not get a choice to save to my convenient location, but to some location that was mandated by my administrator inside Vault. Now let us go to Vault, and this is how my Vault window will look like. So if you see, this is the drawing that I just created, and if I look at the preview here, this is the drawing I got. So I got this drawing, I created something here, but it doesn't have any state. I don't see any revision assigned to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is assign a category to it. So how I can do that? I can select that file and I can go to change category, and from the base category I'm going to assign a engineering category here. The moment I assign an engineering category to it, I see that it gets assigned a specific state and it gets assigned a revision number. Now, where did I specify that it should start from a state of work in progress and that the revision scheme should have this format? Okay, so let's look at that. Now in Vault, I am currently logged in as the administrator. If you look at the right hand side corner towards the bottom, you see that I am not logged in as myself, but I am logged in as the administrator. And I go on to my Vault settings to see a few things, such as I showed you something known as categories, right? I assigned a specific kind of a category to this file, the engineering category. So where do I see those categories? I go to categories here and I select file categories, and I see that there are these 4 categories that are available to me, which are the base, engineering, office, and standard. Can I create new? Absolutely, I can create new. But let us now see what happens when something is assigned an engineering category. The moment something is assigned an engineering category, it is assigned a life cycle, which is in this case called the flexible release process. We'll see what is the flexible release process in a moment. It is assigned a revision scheme, which is standard alphabetical format, and these are some of the properties that I see. Now let us see things one by one. Okay, so let us first look at where what is this flexible release process. So let me close this and let me go to life cycles. So in the life cycle definition window, I see many life cycles are there, and this is the one that we saw has been assigned to any file that has an engineering category. So a flexible release process has these states, and as you see here, work in progress is the state which gets assigned as the default state. Now what are the things that we can configure here? We can configure a lot of things, such as what happens when a file moves from work in progress to for review, or what happens when it moves from these various stages and back. This is something that can be configured and edited. We can absolutely set the security level of who can see a file when it is in a certain state. So for example, today in this category, in this specific life cycle, the work in progress state is accessible to everyone. So is for review and released and obsolete. But when I'm configuring, so let's configure a new life cycle, or rather let's start by creating a new category. So I'm going to create a new category here, which is, maybe I'm going to say this is electrical document. I maybe give it some color code. I not only just assign it something. If you see here, there is no life cycle assigned, there is no revision assigned, and there are no properties that populate when this category is assigned. So let's go and create these things one by one. So I'm going to go back to life cycles. I'm going, instead of having to do everything from scratch, I'm going to copy this life cycle, that is flexible release, and I'm going to say new life cycle. I can of course give it different name of my choice, and the category here is engineering, and I can go on and edit each stage. Like I don't like work in progress. I want a simple name known as WIP. Here I want checking. Then I have a state which is released, which is absolutely fine. And in the WIP stage, I want to ensure that only specific groups have access. For example, I am going to assign this information not by users but by groups. I'm going to say that only product design should be able to have access to modify and read. Okay, and here I'm going to remove everyone. So I specifically made ensured that when a data is in WIP, only the people who are part of the product design group can access. So as we did this, how is it that we define groups? We define groups here in the tools administration and global settings, where I can create groups. As you see, there are very specific groups. I can create users. I have a lot of users here, and I can assign very specific roles to specific people so that they can only do certain tasks. So instead of creating users and assigning them roles individually, what I prefer to do is, if I am a large organization, what I prefer to do is I would create groups, assign those groups with specific roles, and I would put people in those groups. So for example, I have in the manufacturing, I have these specific roles that have been assigned, and these are the group members. So I don't need to assign people with these roles individually, but the moment I add them to this group, they take on the properties of the group. So this is a easier way of configuring users. Now let us go back to our administration. And let's actually go to the Vault settings and quickly go to categories, and electrical is the category that I had created. Now I will assign the new life cycle here and say that this is the default life cycle for my electrical category. So let's see what behavior this generates. So here you see there are a few files which are which have not been assigned a category. So I'm going to select a file here and say change category and assign the electrical category. The moment I do that, it goes into a work in process state, and as the work progresses, for example, now let me go back to our drawing, that is this drawing here, and I may want to make some changes. I cannot make changes unless I have so I cannot do anything because it is right protected and I don't have access to that drawing. So what I have to do is I have to go to Vault, and I can directly open a file right from Vault. So in this case, what I intend to do is open this file, and I say yes because I want to actually work on it. And the moment I add additional information and I say save, I can check it back in with this information that I want to add to it with a very specific comment. Okay, so this comment here can be a means to actually trace back your data to its history. So for example, if I go back to Vault and I refresh, I see that my drawing here is there with a third revision. So I don't really see the revision version column here, but I see revisions. So let me customize my view and choose the version quickly. And this is it. So I see my version. So this is the work in process version for revision A, which means my revision is not complete until it has gone through various stages. For example, here it can go from work in process to for review, and finally for review to a specific state. So maybe I can send it back to work in progress, or I can say it is released. Now there are many people in the organization who would essentially like to have access to drawings that are finished. Okay, people on the shop floor, for example. So I am going to show you how a person on the shop floor looks at Vault. It really doesn't need to edit the drawing, but he needs to consume. He needs to view the drawing, maybe on a digital screen, or take a printout and work on it. So how does he? How do we ensure that he has access to the correct revision, or does he have access to the released data? So let's look at how he will actually see Vault. So I'm going to log in as a person known as shop floor, and here is the server, and there is the Vault. So I sign in. Let me first quickly check what is the username that I have assigned to a person from the shop floor. So I need to give that username correctly. So here I have, it is shop floor, and let me quickly go here. He has access to the Vault. So I have a space in there, and I sign in. The moment I sign in, if I go to the project explorer, I see that he can see the template, but he can see only one file. Although if you recollect, there are many other files in my system, but he really cannot see all those files. Why? Because we have built Vault in such a way that people with a certain kind of a role can only see data that is released. So this is a check that we have, and he will not be able to access data that is work in progress or that is not in the released state. So this is something that Vault can ensure and Vault can manage. So these are some of the attributes of Vault which when implemented correctly can ensure that your data flows in a very smooth and seamless manner, and the problems of data duplication or incorrect access, wrong version being manufactured, incurring in a heavy loss, these are some of the things can be absolutely prevented if you implement Vault. So Vault can of course do a lot of other things which I will not be able to demonstrate here due to the shortage of time, but my purpose here today was to give you a overall sense of what all things that Vault can do. So with this, let me actually open up for a Q&A. This is what I had to demonstrate here, and I would request you all to post your questions in the chat panel starting now. So there is a question here that can groups from server from a Windows server be added directly to AutoCAD groups, or rather I would rephrase the question: can groups from a server, Windows server, be added to a Vault groups? Yes, we can do that. So does it support models created in different CAD systems? Yes, we do support models created in third-party CAD systems as well. Vault has a direct integration with Pro Engineer and SolidWorks, and there are this integration is brought by Autodesk directly, and there are third-party integration tools available that work on top of Vault to have an integration with other CAD systems. So, okay, I think one gentleman has asked that how can we ensure that Autodesk doesn't use our data? To clarify this question, here we are not in control or access of your data, because this Vault server is located in your own premises. We are not talking of a cloud deployment here or something on a server located on Autodesk location. This is a server which is in your premise, and hence you're in absolute control of your data. We cannot, and rather no one can have access to your data without your permission, because it is in your premises, it is within your firewalls. So I have a question here which says, let me see. Yeah, there we are. So can we have drawing numbers generated from Vault? Absolutely yes, and I'm absolutely ready to come and demonstrate this to you. It's absolutely possible, not shown here right now in this demo, but it's absolutely doable and demonstratable, which we can plan. Maybe we can connect separately. So is this suitable for PCB design software? Here is one question, and it is suitable for any kind of data. The only thing is that you saw a Vault menu appear inside AutoCAD. You may not get a similar kind of a menu in that software, but we can manage any kind of data inside Vault, because I can manage PDFs, image files of any format in Vault, and by simply dragging and dropping them and adding a new version. So it's not necessarily or absolutely required to have a Vault plugin inside your software. You can manage Vault, any kind of file format in Vault by simply going to designs and say add files. I can directly manage from this add files rather than checking in a file from within a CAD system.
I can ask the questions, yes, and you can answer, Sanjeev.
Sure.
The next question is, no internet is required for using Vault. So is internet is required for using Vault? That's the question.
Okay, so absolutely no internet is required. You of course require a intranet. You require a LAN, And depending on how you want to deploy Vault, whether you want to deploy it for a single location. For a single location, no internet is required. But if you want to deploy it across multiple locations and give access to people from different locations to your Vault, you may want to have internet connectivity as well. But by on its own, Vault doesn't require internet to facilitate all these functions that we saw.
Okay. The next question is, does every group member require CAD software to view saved files?
Great question, and absolutely this is what I wanted to talk about. Not everyone requires a CAD software, so there can be different roles in an organization. People who are not actually editing the drawings, but who are simply contributing to the life cycle by approving or checking drawings. And there are people who are only viewing the drawings for the purpose of, let's say, manufacturing. So we can enable Vault access to the Vault data through internet or a browser as well. So it doesn't require a CAD software to view files in Vault. You can view files in the Vault through a browser as well, such as the Internet Explorer or Chrome or any other browser on your machine.
Okay. Can we do design checks before entering CAD file into Vault?
Yes, absolutely. We can do design checks such as, let's say, if you are entering a file which is a 3D model and which has a lot of connections to other files, you can ensure that all the files that are that make up an assembly, for example, are there in the group that you are checking in, and you can also validate duplicate files in a set of files that you are checking. There are various ways or methods that are available to validate. There is a function known as autoloader inside Vault, which allows you to run through these checks before it is sent to Vault.
Okay. There's a poll that we're doing to know how's the webinar, so you can click on that. And I'll just do the next question is, does Vault support variant configuration management of the data?
Yes, it does. Vault can manage configurations or variant data as well.
Okay. Can more than one designer work on the same model like in PLM?
Absolutely, yes. More than one designer can work on the same model like in PLM or in a PDM system, and with control on specific areas of a design. Yes, it is absolutely possible.
Okay, these features are only for 2017 version?
No, not all features are for 2017 only, but the feature of data standard is relatively new and has to be deployed separately on top of Vault. So if you already have Vault and you did not see the features of data standardization that I showed you, it is because you have not installed data standards, which have a separate installer, and deployment needs to be done separately.
Okay, so the other thing is design checks like tangle dimensions or undefined sketch. Can you do? It's a question.
Yeah, so we that is a function of CAD essentially. That is not a function of Vault. We can do that in our CAD, in AutoCAD, in Inventor, and so on. So we have various methods to check our drawings in our CAD environment itself.
Okay. Can you also restrict duplicate parts being added into Vault?
Absolutely, we can do that. We have a means by which duplicate files will be stopped from being checked into Vault from whatever workstation it is. So this is a functionality which is can be enabled or disabled, because some people might want to have files with same names in different folders, or some people want absolute uniformity in naming. So it is a function that can be enabled or disabled. And yes, answer to your question is yes, we can restrict duplicate parts.
Okay. Can Autodesk World Professional be integrated with other CAD software such as CATIA, SolidWorks, Unigraphics?
Yes, we can directly integrate with SolidWorks with add-in available from Autodesk. For CATIA and Unigraphics, we have third-party integrations available.
Okay. Just a rejoinder to the earlier question about the duplicate files. It is with the same number, drawing number. So will it automatically pick up that it's a duplicate drawing?
Yes, yes, it is with a drawing number with what drawing is identified as a duplicate. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Can it be possible to have link with the third-party CAD models like CATIA and Unigraphic? And if any changes been made in the changes, would it reflect as the model files are heavy to load it?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we can integrate Vault with third-party CAD systems, and it will absolutely manage the change the way it manages our own system inventor. If there is a change in a file in CATIA or in Unigraphics, it will be saved as a version, and finally it will go through a release process. But this integration is not available directly from Autodesk. It is available from third-party integrators, or our partners have the capability to build this integration for you.
Okay. Can we share a file at a time with multiple members by using Volt?
We can share files with multiple members using Vault, and everyone can have different kind of access to the same file.
Okay. Next question is, what is buzzsaw? I don't know.
So buzzsaw is a extension of Vault into the cloud. So in a scenario where you have to share data outside your own work group, or rather with people who are not within your company, such as vendors. Okay, your purchase function wants to access released data and wants to share it with vendors who are going to manufacture those parts for you. So one of the means by which you can share them is through mails, or by dropping those files onto a FTP or some file sharing app. But these systems don't ensure compliance with your purchase order. For example, if you want to track when exactly did the vendor download the file, and you want to also track from which IP he did it, Buzzsaw is a solution that works along with Vault to ensure that these information are captured correctly. So Buzzsaw is specifically for sharing data outside your firewall to external agencies.
Okay. So I don't know if you have the answer. What bugs have you overcome in developing Volt? You're not a developer, so I would pass that.
Yeah, so what has evolved over a period of time based on customer feedback, and it's absolutely a robust software, robust system that when deployed correctly, rather when deployed, gives you best of control on your data.
Okay. This is from Mithun. Do we get audit logs of people last checked in and check out the model? Audit logs.
Yes, we do get reports, not exactly in the form of audit log. Yes, we do get in the form of audit logs as well. We can find out who checked out last. We can get a report for that. Yes.
Okay. So can we integrate it with CATIA and SolidWorks? I think you said yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we're just over the hour, and we don't have any more questions as of now. But I really encourage, if you have any questions, you can write back to the email ID that you have received, ajit.johanan@autodesk.com, and we'll be happy to connect with you. And yeah, Sanjeev, your final comments before we
So I would say that we all are passionate about our designs, the way we create them, our knowledge of our domain is what we have gathered, over the period of years with our experience. But being able to manage that data correctly and ensure that the data that we create gets consumed correctly for the ultimate goal of manufacturing it and delivering it to the customers. Vault absolutely is a wonderful tool to ensure that no errors occur during that process, and things happen right at the first time. So I would encourage you to have a look at Vault and talk to our customers. And incidentally, there is also a promotional offer going on right now on all Autodesk product. For the specifics of that offer, perhaps I would encourage you to talk to your local reseller and check out that offer, because it has a end date, it has a validity. So please kindly talk to your resellers to know about that offer. It's a promotional offer directly from Autodesk.
Thanks,
So yeah.
So yeah, once again, I think somebody pinged, can you name few of the customers using it? I think we should get in touch with one of our resellers. We should be happy to talk about it and show. I would not want to name customers without their approval. And yes, so yeah, really appreciate you taking time and being. I hope it was useful, and we'll continue to come to you with the new topics for the webinar. Meantime, if you have any of the products that you're using, you need more information, feel free to us, and we'll together make it happen. So thank you, and once again, thank you for joining. Bye.